In this video, I will give you my opinion on Airalo, a platform that allows you to have eSIMs from anywhere in the world and simply have internet when you are traveling or abroad. So in this video, we will see the advantages I have noted and especially the negative points and the aspects you absolutely need to pay attention to before getting started with Airalo. So let's start right away with the advantages, and at the end of this video I will give you my opinion on Airalo and my final verdict. So the advantages I noted from my tests and analysis. First of all, they have several plans depending on whether you want to travel to a specific country, if you want to travel to a specific region and thus cover several countries, or a global offer if you want to be covered everywhere. So already you have a very nice variety of plans that can be adapted according to your usage. So that's really, really cool. You also have flexible plans. If, for example, I select that I want to travel to Algeria, well, I simply have data and days that are offered and that are different. So I can, for example, choose a plan for 3 days, and for 3 days I can choose to have 1 gigabyte or to have 3 gigabytes, for example, and I can also select based on how long I want to stay in the country, for example, 15 days, 30 days, 7 days, and based on that, you will have different plans with different internet data offered. So honestly, that's really, really cool, since it allows you to adapt exactly and precisely according to the usage you need. It even offers you, if you want plans with a bit wider coverage, an Africa offer, for example, on the African continent, or a global offer that might interest you if you are a digital nomad or if you travel through multiple countries in a given period. You also have an unlimited plan offered if, for example, you travel for, say, 5 days and you don't want to worry at all about how much data you can use or how long you can stay on the internet. There it will be unlimited and for the period you have selected. So for that, it's very, very cool. And by the way, I must mention something to you. It's that thanks to the links in the description of this video, I have put links that allow you to get up to 15% off any plan on Airalo. So don't hesitate to check out the offer I provided. It's a link that will be in the description of this video, and it will allow you to save on any plan across the entire Airalo site. So take advantage of it. It will help you save money. Then what I generally like is the ease of use and activation. It's extremely simple. Activation is quick. You have a mobile app and everything is done via QR code or directly on the interface. So it's extremely simple, and in any case, you always have step-by-step guides to tell you and explain how it works, what it is, etc. So honestly, I find the support really very cool. Now, we need to talk about the points to watch out for, the negative points, and especially the things to know before you start with Airalo, or even more generally with an eSIM. What you need to know, number one, is that sometimes the rates can be a little bit higher than local SIMs. For example, if you are in France, you know that there are French operators, and well, an eSIM might potentially be more expensive than a French operator whose core business is being established in France. So generally speaking, eSIM services are a little bit more expensive than if you bought an eSIM in the local country where you plan to be or travel. So that's completely normal and something to know and keep in mind. On the other hand, the advantage of having an eSIM is that it is extremely easy to use, and especially it allows you to avoid scams on site or falling into tourist traps once you are there or traveling, etc., etc. So it allows you to be prepared to sleep soundly, and especially if you have an unlimited plan. So if you take, for example, an eSIM with, well, the famous unlimited data, so not all countries offer it, but there are countries that do, and at least you know you have unlimited internet for the number of days you selected. So that's very, very cool, but you have to be careful and you especially need to know it. Then another thing to know is that the activation of the eSIM on some plans needs to be done before arriving in the country. Since this way, if, for example, you plan to travel to a country for a week or 2 weeks, for example, well, I recommend activating your Airalo eSIM before boarding the plane. And like that, as soon as you are in the country, you will immediately have your internet activated in the country. And above all, you will not consume data from your, let's say, classic plan, and therefore you won't risk going over your plan. So that's very interesting. It's very important to know. And the eSIM, therefore, you need to set it up before boarding the plane and before landing in the country in question. This will help you avoid any issues. And finally, the last point to know, and right after I will give you my final verdict and opinion on Airalo, is that you have network coverage dependent on local operators. That is to say, depending on the countries you are going to travel to, you will simply have local partner networks, or you will have rural areas where sometimes the quality can be a little dependent on the area you are in. So it is completely normal to have an eSIM or a classic SIM card from the country. So it's something completely normal and worth knowing, but I still wanted to mention it to you. So, you know. So now, what is my final opinion on Airalo? Well, I would say it's a very, very good eSIM option for traveling. It's convenient, it's well designed, you have good significant coverage in many countries. You have rates that are really advantageous compared to the countries offered and to classic roaming. So honestly, you have very, very good offers suitable for all types of travelers and all countries. So honestly, for me, it's approved. And in addition to that, with the link in the description of this video that I have made available to you, you can save money and pay even less than the rates you see right here, since you can save up to 15% off, and I believe up to 10% if you are already a customer. So if you are a new customer, you can save up to 15%, I believe. And if you're already a customer, you can still save up to 10% with the links I put in the description of this video. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it. This was Jeremy, and I'll see you next time.